This is Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review with your NHL Early Lines report for Tuesday, November 1st. It is a large Tuesday card as it usually is. Let's start with looking at the St. Louis Blues, New York Rangers. Big East versus West matchup here, and both teams playing good hockey. St. Louis 5-2, 1-1. New York Rangers 6-3 to begin the season. And the New York Rangers in particular on home ice have played very, very well. I mean, 5-1 for the Rangers at home this season, and I like the way they're getting contributions offensively from a variety of different sources. I mean, Rick Nash has stepped up and played well. Jimmy Vesey, a guy the Rangers signed in the offseason. A lot of teams were looking to sign him as a free agent, college player. He's making an impact with this team. And really, there's a bunch of guys that are playing very well for this Rangers team offensively right now. And it's a big reason why they've gotten off to this strong start, particularly on home ice. Now they're facing a St. Louis Blues team that snapped a 2-game losing streak with a 1-0 win against the Los Angeles Kings back at home. I'm in no rush to get in front of the Rangers train right now. Minus 130, minus 135. I was leaning Tampa Bay when the Rangers played them on Sunday night, and the Rangers just wiped the floor with Tampa in a very easy, commanding victory against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I'm not looking to make a case to fade New York here in this game. Next game up on the Tuesday slate, how about Dallas Columbus? The Dallas Stars really having a tough time right now, and it's understandable why that is. I mean, the Dallas Stars are a banged up hockey team. They've got a ton of regulars out. It looks like it was just announced earlier today Ales Hemsky is going to be out long term for this Stars team. So they've definitely got a lot of issues right now in terms of health, and that's really been negatively affecting this team in terms of their play on the ice. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games. The only win was at home against Winnipeg, who are really struggling. So I'm not sure I'm ready to back Dallas. Columbus, though, is off that tough spot/situation that you'll see often in the NHL. Team on a long road trip returns home for that first game off a long trip. Usually that's a tough spot for the home team, so tough game for me to get involved with there. Maybe a lean to Columbus still. I mean, I just don't know if Dallas is a team that I trust right now with all the injuries affecting them. Tampa Bay and the New York Islanders, it's really been a rough little road trip here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. It got off to a pretty good start for them in a dominating win against the Toronto Maple Leafs, but since then they've suffered, back-to-back losses. Montreal they lose, New Jersey they lose, and New York Rangers in their last game they lose. So Tampa Bay on a little bit of a slide now, 3 straight losses on this road trip. You would think that they're going to be a motivated hockey team here, and that's worth noting. Tampa Bay got the services of Ryan Callahan and Nikita Kucherov back in their last game against the Rangers from injury, yet we're still wiped out in that game by a score of 6-1. It was not a good night in net for Ben Bishop. You would think this team's got a pretty good response in them here in this game. I think from a spot perspective, I got to lean to Tampa Bay here. I think after 3 straight losses, they're going to show up with a big effort here, even money price. New York Islanders, give them credit. They're playing all right, decent hockey. They snapped a 2-game losing streak, beating Toronto 5-1 on Sunday, but they beat Minnesota, they beat Arizona, they beat Anaheim, and they caught Anaheim on a tough spot. Those are their wins. So haven't exactly beaten a lot of good teams. They lost to San Jose, lost to Montreal, lost to Pittsburgh. They've lost to the good teams. They've beaten the mediocre teams as far as I'm concerned at this point. And I think Tampa Bay going to be chomping at the bit here off 3 straight losses. We'll lean to the Lightning to get the victory in that game. Edmonton, Toronto should be a very interesting game here between these teams. East versus West, 2 young up-and-coming hockey teams. Toronto Maple Leafs continue to be snake-bitten. I mean, I thought they played more than well enough to win in Montreal on Saturday night. They outplayed the Canadiens, but hey, even when they play well, Carey Price slams the door shut, steals the win for the Montreal Canadiens in that game, and then they were flat as a pancake. Second of back-to-back on the road against the New York Islanders. Leafs lose 5-1. They've had struggles in net and defensively, but they are starting to play a little bit better defensively in this game, or as in their last couple of games, rather, which has been a positive sign for Mike Babcock's team. But now you got to play an Edmonton Oilers team that is loaded with speed, loaded with skill. We know about Connor McDavid, Jordan Eberle, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Jesse Puljujarvi is really impressing as a young rookie in the NHL as well. Now, this is a very interesting matchup because from a totals perspective, The Leafs have been playing a little bit better defensively. Frederik Andersen starting to come around. And you look at this Edmonton team, 4 straight, or more than that actually, 6 straight unders for the Edmonton Oilers coming into this game on Tuesday night. They're playing some defense. I mean, Chris Russell's a difference maker. I said that before the season. Chris Russell's a difference maker on this Edmonton blue line. I think Darnell Nurse is an improving young blue liner for this team. Adam Larson makes a world of difference getting him in the offseason from the New Jersey Devils. Andre Sekera, a shutdown defenseman who's bolstered them at the back end. This is a much better Oilers blue line that's actually playing some defense. And don't look now, Cam Talbot in net. He's on a roll right now. He's playing very good hockey for the Oilers in net, which he's certainly capable of doing. But, I mean, you look at what Edmonton's given up now in their last 6 games. They've given up 2 goals or less in every single game. So this team is doing a good job defensively. That being said, boy, if you remember, the Jets and Leafs played each other a couple weeks ago, and that was the much ballyhooed Patrick Laine and Austin Matthews' first meeting between those top two draft picks in this past year's NHL draft. And both of those teams really went after it offensively. They were pushing the pace. They were pushing the attack. I think we could see something similar here. Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews head-to-head for the first time. 2 guys that are going to be the faces of their teams, of their franchise, and of the NHL, really, for at least the next decade. They're going to want to prove a point. Austin Matthews wants to go out there and make some noise offensively. Connor McDavid, similar. He wants to go out there and prove a point, make some noise offensively in this game. I think you're going to see 2 teams going after it here offensively. So even though Edmonton's been this under-trending team now for 6 straight games, I could only consider looking this game over the total, 5.5 even money. And as for the side in this game, tough spot again for the Toronto Maple Leafs. They've played a lot of games as of late. They played last Tuesday against Tampa, Thursday against Florida, Saturday against Montreal, Sunday against the Islanders. Now you're playing here on a Tuesday. And this Edmonton team, I don't want to bet against them off a loss. They've only lost 1 game previously this season, that rotten game they had against the Sabres. They bounced back very strong with a win against Carolina in their next game. They're off a 2-0 shutout loss against Ottawa. They actually outshot Ottawa 37-22, deserved a better fate. Craig Anderson was phenomenal in the shutout win for Ottawa. I think Edmonton's got a good chance to bounce back. This is a team that has responded previously this year off a loss. They may do so again here in Toronto on Tuesday. Boston, Florida. I'll tell you what, Boston is a better team with Tuukka Rask. I think it's already been proven, basically, how much better the Bruins are when they've got Tuukka Rask. And it was just a mess for them. Malcolm Subban and Zane McIntyre, they're not number 1 goalies in the NHL right now. And they proved it. I mean, Boston didn't win any of those games. Minnesota and the Rangers, they get outscored 10-2 with Subban and McIntyre in net. Tuukka Rask returned against Detroit on the weekend, and they get a 1-0 victory, a shutout for Tuukka Rask in that game. And Tuukka Rask, number 2 in the NHL in save percentage coming into this game at .958 save percentage for Tuukka Rask. He's playing great in net for this team this season, and he makes a world of difference for them. Now, the question with Boston is, they got the nice win against Detroit, but still a team battling injuries. I mean, David Backes, he's dealing with an elbow injury. He's not sure to play in this game. David Pastrnak is serving a suspension. He's a top-line player for this Bruins team. He's not coming back until the Thursday game against Tampa Bay. Frank Vetrano's been out all year. They're still missing Kevin Miller on the blue line. So still some injuries with this Bruins team. That being said, Florida Panthers, to me, they're doing the best they can given the injury situations, but it's a team that had lost 3 straight games prior to beating Detroit 5-2 on the road. Now they're back home for their first home game after that 4-game road trip playing this Boston team that's coming off a victory. Good spot for Boston. Can only look to the Bruins here. Even with the injury concerns, I can only look to Boston here at the plus price in this game. And we'll wrap it up with one more game before we get to play of the day. Nashville, Colorado, because Nashville's been a big disappointment to me. Nashville, to me, has just really been a shocking disappointment so far. Now, it's early in the season. We're not even a month in yet. Still plenty of time for Nashville to figure things out, to turn things around. But, they've definitely underachieved. I mean, there was much hype for this team with PK Subban, coming over in the offseason from Montreal and that trade with Weber. But Weber's played great for Montreal, and Subban's been, hit or miss so far for the Nashville Predators. But this team's 0-5 on the road. Okay, that's a problem. I can't back Nashville until they show me something on the road. They have been miserable in every single road game. They have not scored goals. They have not been good at 5-on-5 even strength. Their goaltending from Pekka Rinne, which I talked about being an issue at times last year. I thought he had a good playoff last year for them. I thought he could carry that momentum into this season. He hasn't. He hasn't played as consistently or as sharp as he needs to in net for the Predators. So they got a myriad of issues right now, and they're not a team I'm looking to back here on the road until they get a victory. Colorado, on the other hand, Colorado's starting to play some better defense. Let's give them a little bit of credit for that. You look at their last 4 games, they've given up 3 goals or less in 4 of their last 5 games. They're coming off a win at Arizona, 3-2 in their last game. That's what it's all about for Colorado. We know the Nate McKinnons and the Matt Duchenes are capable of scoring goals for this team, but can they improve defensively? Can they get saves from Varlamov? It's all about keeping the puck out as opposed to being able to put the puck in. That's the main concern with this Colorado team. The defensive end, not so much the offensive end. They're trying to play with more structure defensively for Jared Bednar, the new head coach. Seems to be working a little bit. So, I would think Nashville, with some time to recuperate a little bit off their recent game against San Jose, a 4-1 loss, they're going to give you a good effort here. But I'm going to need to see Nashville play good on the road and win on the road before I can back them. So it has me looking at Colorado or pass in that game. All right, let's wrap it up with play of the day for Tuesday in the NHL. We're going back to Edmonton and Toronto. I think we're seeing goals in this game. I know Edmonton's played great defensively, but this is a showcase game for 2 of the young elite players in the NHL, and Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews. And let's not forget Nylander and Marner on the Leafs side. They're also first-round picks, and they've also played very well for this Leafs team offensively so far this season. You've got a lot of speed and talent on both sides. You've still got some shaky goaltending, particularly on the Toronto side of the equation. Can Frederik Andersen continue to show these small signs of improvement that he has in the last 2 starts against Florida and Montreal? But let's be honest, from an offensive perspective, Edmonton ain't no Florida or Montreal. This team can really come at you in waves with all 4 lines. Going to be a much taller test for the Leafs defense and their goaltending. But on the flip side, I do think Toronto's offense more than capable of giving Edmonton a little bit of a problem in this game. I think we see some goals, and I'm going to make it official right now. Let's take Edmonton-Toronto over 5.5. That's rotation 58. Edmonton-Toronto over. Look for a high-flying shootout between the Oilers and Leafs on Tuesday night, November the 1st. All right, that'll wrap up my NHL Early Lines report for Tuesday, November 1st. I'm Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.